So first of all, a very welcome for the teacher training program on PictoBlox by State Council of Education, Research and Training, Goa. So basically our idea is to empower yourself to empower the young minds. So you would be somewhere going around with the kids daily, and your main idea would not only be teaching to them but empowering them with the things. A small objective which I feel it is very important for all of you is to empower the educators by strengthening their understanding of coding, AI and robotics and enhancing the 21st century skill. A hands-on experience, this is a very important part. Some of you already have it, but your experience might not somewhere help while teaching to the students. Like if you know the Python or if you know any language or you have created a product for the company, but transferring of knowledge which Mr. Sayesh was talking about is very important. That how do you explain them the things? So we'll try to take those things in this session. Apart from it, we are going to do the hands-on experience with the things, and we want you to, the third point is very important, as I said, to make confident enough to discuss the coding AI with the students. Now, I like to tell you very honestly, as just because I'm quoting again and again Sayesh because I agree to his every point whatever he said. Okay, it was not, this is not I'm delivering a speech to be very honest. I'm trying to relate what he tried to say with mine. He didn't see, saw this, and even when I was preparing I didn't heard it. The third part is, what happens is as a teacher sometimes it happens that we think we don't know this, so we are not going to bring this in front of the students. But this is not the thing. You should bring everything. Like right now, we have an ATL instructor, right? So why I just very got close to him because I have been closely working with the ATLs all around the India. So something that is my very, you can say, expertise, where I work with ATL and robotics lab. So what happens is in an ATL or in any school, there can be many softwares, right? It's not only going to be PictoBlox, and students are also learning by themselves via YouTube. Okay, so they might come up with a certain questions that you don't know. Like if you will ask me somewhere from the world that do you know this robotics kit? So I should not say I know, but this is not good. I think the kit which I teach is good. I should come up, go back, I can say I'll let you know about more in detail tomorrow because I don't know that. So it is going to give you a new task to learn that. Okay, so this is really very important. The next thing is, of course, teachers to enable to become an ambassador. So of course I think in my opinion you are going to be an ambassador in every school who would be teaching them about the latest advanced curriculum. So somewhere around the teachers who are also were not the part of the curriculum or were not interested would definitely be coming up. Not only the students in your school, but if you would be working great, definitely you would be supporting the students all around the world because Goa Education, whatever I have seen, is giving an amazing opportunities to students and the teachers. So yeah, so now we'll go next to the PictoBlox. So I think the PictoBlox is already installed in your PCs. So before we go ahead, I'll just give you an idea till the time you can try to open the PictoBlox. So if you have worked on Scratch, then PictoBlox is something similar to that, but little more advanced, where of course you can do lot many things about artificial intelligence, machine learning and robotics. So you can switch on your PictoBlox. In any point of time you feel you are not able to understand me or you want me to repeat anything, please feel free because to be very honest again, the teachers who are part of this workshop are somewhere will be the building blocks for the student where you would be joining. So don't miss out any point or anything you want to ask. Okay, so while you are trying to open the PictoBlox, I know like you all mentioned that somewhere you are like, I know you have cleared an exam, you have cleared an interview. So somewhere you know what is coding and all those things. some of you are teachers as well. But I'll take a very small slides to give you an idea. I think what I feel the students like, how exactly the things are conveyed to them. Okay, so now if I talk about how you can tell them about coding, what is the first thing you would say? Means anyone would like to answer, like if you say, students, what do you think, where do you use the coding or where the coding is used? So yeah, any answers from you as a student? Or I can say, if you ask this question to your students, what would you be expecting as an answer? Is my question clear? Do you all understand Hindi? Everyone? Okay, so I will be taking the lecture in Hindi and English, okay? So, समझा सबको? मैंने क्या पूछा? Okay, so answer दीजिए, समझ गया तो विवेक किसका क्या रहे हो? I've been asking about the implementation. Like मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ, like if you, like I'm a teacher, you all are students, so just expect yourself in my place and you would be asking to the students, can you give me an example where you think the coding is used? Student बोला तो आप तो students ही बोलेंगे. Student games, robots, okay, websites, more apps, okay. 47 है. हमने for example आना चाहिए. Yes. Softwares, okay. Interactive videos, animation videos, okay.
Jet programs. Jet.
Can you just convey the thing?
Chat. CHAT.
Oh, the chats, okay. The chats, yeah. More? Interaction with machine. You are expecting these answers from your students, right? Okay. जिनको आप पहली बार कोडिंग पढ़ाने जा रहे हो, उनको पता होगा ऐप कैसे चलता है, सॉफ्टवेयर कैसे चलता है.
Smart watch, then remotes.
Okay, that's great. Means great enough, not a problem. But what we have to think is, see, I say you might have started your journey for a coding in a day, right? There might be one day when you don't know anything, and the next day you learn. Why I'm able to tell you this very clearly is because I'm from a mechanical background, okay? And you won't believe this, although you might have heard so many things like, "Ha, bhai, I used to ये कर रहा है," but you won't believe in 2018 I didn't know what is Control C and Control V, okay? So, but how? The things come up, why? Actually not how, why? Because there was no requirement for me, right? So the thing here is, you have to think with the perspective of a student. Okay? आप लोगों ने ग्रेजुएशन किया, सबने 12th किया होगा, एक ना एक दिन होगा जहाँ पे आपको कोडिंग नहीं पता था, राइट? और उसके अगले दिन आपका पहला सेशन कहीं भी YouTube में या फिर आपने कहीं आर्टिकल पढ़ा, then you might have got an idea of coding. So from that point of view, you have to think कि अगर उस टाइम आपसे कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा होता, what is coding? तो क्या आप बोलते हैं? Right? So actually your answers are correct. If I say, is this GIS working? Let me click. It's working. Do you think this has a little coding part? Traffic signals? Can we relate the coding to this? This has a logic as well. There is a real implementation, right? Now the students, we have to get them to the surroundings first, okay? Till the time हम उन्हें ये बोलेंगे coding, तो उनके दिमाग में coding का मीनिंग सिर्फ ये रहेगा कि कहीं सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर. But that is not the coding is. That is not why the coding is introduced in the curriculum. The coding is introduced in the curriculum because it's a learning which is going to give them a critical thinking, right? Which is going to develop their logics. So, can we relate the coding with this? If not, you can of course disagree. It's not that I am going to say everything truth here. Do we all agree? मेरे को 5 yes सुनाई दे, बाकी disagree है तो बोलो disagree. Yes, agree? If you are thinking I am loud with the mic, so I can keep the mic as well. But still I would be louder than you. Do you all agree?
Yes.
Now coming to the part of program analogy, like how exactly we can tell them and what exactly is the important parts of the programming. So I think these are the very basic steps. I'm taking you through this because you might have forwarded these things passed back. So this is just a brief, okay? So you can even take some like revision ho raha hai. So this is like planning, writing, testing and debugging, right? So whenever we give a problem statement to any project or any problem, so what does we do first? We plan, right? The first thing is we plan and think over it in our brains, in our CPU, right? And then we start writing the codes into the computer. The next thing is we do the testing and debugging, right? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between testing and debugging? Or is it same? Anyone think it's same? Okay. We have a tester as well. Yeah. Testing and debugging. It's a very lame and see, right now we are not talking, I'm not going to make you programmers, right? You already are, right? So I'm just talking about a very layman. So you have to think with that because the people you would be dealing are not somewhere who are the industrial experts, right? So they are also a very layman, like who students are. They are very new to this. So you also have to think first with that. Then you have to add your expertise to over it, okay? So testing, in English we can think like testing what is like finding an error, right? And debugging is correcting that error, correct? कि भाई debug था, bug था, debug कर दिया, right? Do we agree? You have to tell कि मैं correct बोल रहा हूँ कि नहीं. I'm not a tester, okay? So, okay, applications of coding. So we have various applications of coding in a daily use. So you can take those examples. I'll directly come to this part. So this is a very funny image. So generally what we do is like, if we are catering with very small age student, so we ask them like, how do you think that, are you coded? Do you think you are coded? In certain aspects. What is coding? It's an instruction, following instruction, right? Machine follows the instruction what you are given. So is there anything which you can say, yeah, these are the instructions I have to follow, whether whatever happens? Are there any scenarios? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So now the thing is, if I say I'll come to your home, will you invite me? इसमें भी yes नहीं है. Okay, I won't come, guys. Just tell me yes or no. Okay. So, okay, if I come to your home, okay, and I come, just I'll enter your gate, and just think, let's assume you are not inviting me, so anybody comes to your home. So let's assume the first thing what you do is you greet them, whether it's your friend, your family friend, uncle, auntie, chacha, mama, anyone, right? You say namaste and all. The next thing what do? You call him inside, or even if you don't call him or her inside, you offer a water. That we does, and if we don't, you should do that with every person. So that is a part, right? And the next what do? Like if the person says, yes, I want to drink a water, what do? Do you bring a bucket? No. You go and bring a glass of water. That too water from a filter or a proper drinkable water. Do we all agree? Is there any possibility we can change these instructions? There is a possibility? Okay, so what part of this would you like to change? Okay, but water is essential, right? First the water. Because there might be a chance that person say no to cold drink, but it won't be saying no to water. Of course, we can modify the thing. Okay, but basic instructions. So these are the instructions that we follow, and if we don't follow, those who live there with parents, they know what happens. I live with my parents. So, do we all agree to this? Okay. So now with the students, if I say, whenever they come to school, they follow certain instructions. Whenever they wake up, their parents make them wake up, and then the next is they change their clothes, then they wear, first they get off their older clothes, then they change, then they go to bath and have the brush and all, and then they change, come to their uniform, and they come to the school. Is there any way out? We can skip this? Or a student should skip, I should not say it's winter going on. I don't know what happened, but should we skip this? No, right? Or even any parent won't like to skip any part of it. So this is like a step-by-step process that everyone has to follow. Similarly, when we talk about the programming, so we are getting the programs for the machine. That is the step-by-step things they have to follow. Do you think machine can skip the steps? Not sure? You won't believe if I'll be quiet for 2 minutes now, people will think there is no one inside the room. Thoda to bolo. Yes or no? No? This is like a pin drop silence. Trust me, the more pin drop silence we are going to create here, you are not going to get the pin drop silence in your classes. This is my honest, you can say, experience. जितना यहाँ आप चुप रहोगे आपको उतना क्लास में शोर मिलेगा, ठीक है? So yeah, do we what was I saying that do you think machines can skip the instructions? No? Okay. So have you all opened the PictoBlox? Do it look similar to something? Similar to? Yeah. Why? Because it is Scratch based. It is built on the top of the Scratch libraries. We have license to the Scratch MIT. Scratch is built by? Who has developed a Scratch? MIT. Do we all agree? MIT? What is the full form of MIT? जोर से MIT जोर से बोलना पड़ेगा, सबको पता है ना MIT ने बनाया है, किसी को कोई डाउट है? दिख रहा है मेरे को 2-3 लोग के चेहरे पे डाउट है? अरे नो, यस. Do you want water? Do you want tea? Pizza? Anything? Should I order anything for you guys? Okay. Yeah, it was developed by MIT, that is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So we have a licensed version of the Scratch, and top on that library we have developed the PictoBlox. So you can see PictoBlox is a basically 3.0 Scratch-based programming software. It is an ideal companion for setting up the first steps into the world of programming for the student. This step should we do now? Shall we start? Yes? This step should we follow? हाँ तो नो बोलो ना, नो क्यों इंस्टॉल करोगे, ओपन करके रखा है. Okay. I was just checking your presence कि हो कि नहीं. उसमें भी कुछ लोग बोल रहे हाँ सर इंस्टॉल कर लेते, चालू है जो डेस्कटॉप में, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पर इंस्टॉल कर दे. But still if you want to install, you can install it in your smartphones, okay? Because PictoBlox is something which is very compatible to the smartphone, which makes it unique. Okay, which makes it unique because there will be certain times, certain students, certain schools where they don't have the desktop or the things. There you have to work with the smartphone, because nowadays the smartphone is something which every parents have. I cannot say students, but parents have generally, right? So smartphones also you can download and use. You should use, I should say. Okay. So does this look like similar to what you have in your screens? Okay. So you know the basics of Scratch. That means you know the basics of PictoBlox. Do you know what is sprite? Character. Correct. Do you know what is backdrop?
The background.
Background of the state, right? In how many ways we can upload the sprite? स्प्राइट कितने प्रकार से अपलोड कर सकते हैं? 3. We can upload a sprite, we can use a already sprite in the library, we can paint one and we can get out of surprise. Okay, so basically what 3 है. Surprise is like just putting a uniqueness for the student. Do we all agree with this? Okay, next time I am going to answer. If you are not going to answer the question, I am going to pass the mics to the individuals. I promise. Okay. So what is the stage? Where the sprite is standing, right? Where sprite performs. We change the backdrop of the stage. These are the different sprites in the sprite library. Can you just give a second, give a minute and open your sprite library of the PictoBlox? And if anyone is finding a problem, please let me know. I'll be coming to your place and supporting you for that. Is everyone able to open the library? So I'll just give you an idea. So basically how do we open the sprite library is, here we have an option that helps you to open the sprite library. Okay, that's great. So now the second thing comes up about it is I'm so sorry. So we have a different blocks. You might be coming across a different set of blocks like this. Some are conditional, some are hash blocks, some are reporter blocks. There are other shapes as well, which we would be discussing. So basically this is a block palette. Okay? So block palette has the different names like motion, loops, sounds, events, control, sensing, operators, variable, block. Okay? So these, if you see, they have a color coding. Okay? So if a motion is with a blue color, so blue color blocks are of motion. Right? So if you think anything related to motion of the sprite, so in that case you will be using the motion blocks. So can you give a small motion to one of your backdrop? You can select one backdrop. Can you open a backdrop? Can you give motions to backdrop? Yes or no? No, actually we cannot give a motions to backdrop. The reason is, let's assume I am a sprite, okay, just similar to Toby, okay. So you will be, if I say that you have to show a background of a restaurant behind me, so what you are going to do? Are you going to bring a restaurant here? No. Are you going to take me to the restaurant? दोनों नो तो फिर कैसे होगा? Hello everyone. Yeah. So if the problem statement is like if you want to, I am a sprite, okay? So behind me you want to bring a background of restaurant, right? So there would be certain motions included in it, right? So now you are going to bring the restaurant here. Then you are going to take me to the restaurant. And I will not go, Papa. you are not inviting me, you are not taking to the restaurant. Okay, will you going to take me to the restaurant for bringing up the background? No? अरे तो कैसे आएगा background? हाँ? अरे अभी मैं यहाँ था, अभी मैं स्प्राइट हूँ, तो अभी पीछे background लाना है, तो कैसे लाओगे? अभी मेरे पीछे क्या background है रुको? अभी क्या है मेरे पीछे background? Literally, are you awake? क्या ये? Standy, poster बोलो, okay? Wall तो मत बोलो, okay? This is standy, right? Right? Yes. Now, if you want to change this to a restaurant view, okay? Or a restaurant, not take restaurant view, take a restaurant complete. So what you would be doing? Bringing up the restaurant behind you or taking you to the restaurant? So you are giving a movement to cannot give movement to the static thing. That is why the motion, whenever you select a stage, can you select a stage? Yeah, please select a stage. Means I want you to click on the stage part, that is the right hand side bottom corner. You would be able to see, because I am bringing you this, because this is a very important. Many of us, even when I first worked with this, was stuck on this, that when I click on the stage, the motion palette goes off. Are you all able to see that? Click on the stage. Okay, so click on the wherever it is written as stage. You will be able to see no motion blocks. When you have clicked on stage, click on the motion palette. Are you able to see any motion blocks? No? This is very important. Okay, because there would be many times you would be stuck in this only. Okay, because you cannot give motions to the okay. Okay. Okay, what I want you to do here is, so just as I just So on the right hand side top corner you would be able to see a sign in option or a profile picture. So click on that and click on sign out, and you have to create your own PictoBlox account with that. Are you all sign out? Click on sign out. Click on sign out. Click on sign out, and then you don't have a username and password, you have to click on register. You have to click on register. Teacher. Okay, then fill the form, and this I'll just explain you the process. Is once you fill up the details, you will be receiving an email. With that email, you have to confirm that you are a person, and then you will be coming back to this screen, filling little more details.
There is this question coming up, like why systems are used on screen sharing basis. Now there is a reason for this. There is this lab setup, okay, at different lead schools, and around 15 or whatever number of systems will be provided there. Now these systems will be used by students on twin sharing basis. So we want you all to feel that. Okay, we want you all to experience. Okay, we want you all to put yourself into the shoes of those students. Another thing, what Ayush sir had mentioned earlier, collaborative efforts. Unless and until you don't talk to your partner, I don't think you will progress. Okay, so let's understand the importance of this. Sir, let me just take a few more minutes. Okay, let's make this session an interactive session. So if you make each of the session interactive session, you will ensure that this entire training program becomes an interactive one. Let me also share this with you. Last 2 days, Sir Ayush, he conducted one boot camp for students. There were about 40+ students. and the teachers, they participated in the boot camp. And let me tell you this, they had n number of questions to ask. Okay, probably sir was wishing enough, and I don't want to take any more questions. And that you never do, I am very sure about that. But a sincere request to you all, whatever kind of questions you have, please do ask. Now PictoBlox is been given by Stampedia. If you feel something is lacking, let them know. They will improve upon all those things. If you also work on the similar lines, we take your feedback and we try to evolve over a period of time by seeking all this feedback. So we would really appreciate if you contribute towards this bigger goal. Another thing, and with that I will conclude, there are always these two kinds of questions being asked that I strongly believe in. Question number one, the type I'm talking about. One, I want to learn. That is why I'm asking question. And two, I want to know how much that resource person is doing. So don't get into the second part. Ask questions so that you learn and you then pass it on to your student. Okay. Also, in the morning session, just Sonar conducted this icebreaker activity. What was the purpose? So that you seek maximum out of these sessions. Okay. Some things will be triggered, that's for sure. And for that also we have some mechanisms, appropriate mechanisms. We would have different teams, hand-holding sessions and things like that. But you will never get support like this. So let's be very interactive. Let's be very interactive. So please cooperate. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so have you all registered? So make one as of now, another can make it at home. You have your laptops and everything, right? For as of now, just make one account. So PictoBlox is open source for Goa, don't worry. Okay, so you can use, and this is completely researched and developed by the Stampedia from where I am belonging. The school, I think you can write have you registered? Okay. For the school level and subject, you can choose like a computer science and law institute, wherever you have learned. Okay. Not to worry, this is just for registering you. So have you all registered? Anyone finding a trouble? I can see someone finding a trouble of signing, that is, please try again, right? So just check the details which we all are sharing. Okay. Also, like at the time we all are trying to register, that might be a little issue.
Go.
Done? How many of you have not completed the registration? In facing a problem, one team, second, third, fourth. Others, have you completed? Yes, sir. You can raise your arm. No problem now. Others, on the last row, everyone has done, right? In this row, this row, have you all done? Only one team is left. Here in this row, everyone has done in this row. Only one team is waiting, right? Here in this row, one team is waiting. So okay, you are waiting. Okay. Okay, so those who have registered, that's great. Others, you have to make this list that you would be doing this at home today anyhow. Tomorrow I don't I would be asking to you that you have registered or not. As of now, you can use my username and password. So my username is in small case. That is Ayush, AYUSH _ AI. Not happening. Yes, so use my username and password. I think we have only 4 to 5 teams facing a problem. AYUSH _ AI, and the password is QWERTY. Done? Are you able to log in with these details?
प्रोजेक्ट एक तो एक साथ सब एक ही
So are you all able to log in with my account? Now? So now everyone is logged in? Okay. So those who are using my account, I would request them, please register yourself by going home. Okay. Also, you have to download this PictoBlox in your phones. Okay, and from there also you can register and use the PictoBlox. Also, please rate us after using it properly and after this complete workshop. Okay, so how many of you have worked with Toby walking? Have you heard of Toby walking animation? I was seeing some of you were making that. So can you make it now as well? I'll give you 5 minutes. I know it's big time for making Toby working. Okay, but still I'll give you 5 minutes and I want to see how you make it. Because today I'm going to show you a different way. So have we all made it? Have we all made it? जिन्होंने बना लिया वो यस नहीं बोल रहे हो, जिन्होंने नहीं बनाया वो नो नहीं बोल रहे हो। अपना PictoBlox बना रहे हो क्या? Okay, so have you all made it? Okay, so who could not make it? Not a problem. We'll be going in details of it. Okay, so I've just went through with all the people making it. So I know you might be using some blocks and of course you are trying to make it. Some of you are also like, I should say with the perfect expectation of mine. But now I'll tell you how we are going to make it. Okay? Of course it can be made in different ways. You can make it in a different way. But the matter is the approach. That how we are approaching to a problem. Okay? Okay, so one more question, that when you might have opened the PictoBlox, did you saw this? Right now it was not coming when you opened it. It might have came because every time it is going to come. Or if else you might have set the default coding environment as block, it won't come. But some of you have seen this. Do you know what it is? Yeah, what it is? Coding environment, what we are using. So yes, in PictoBlox you can code with block, you can even code with Python. We have a separate machine learning environment that where you can train your models inside the PictoBlox. And we are 3D environment, that is something on development. But we have mentioned here because we want you to start understanding the things. Okay? Later on, of course, it will be coming up on our application as well. So as of now, I'll just select the block-based coding. Okay, so I already have my copy. So now, the first thing is we have to understand the problem statement. So now I want how many of you are able to achieve a perfect output, whatever you expected. So are you able to make the movement as well as make Toby walk or slide or glide? Means walking means it should walk like this. It should not like this. Okay? What is walking out? As I said, as similar to Toby, I would like to show you how we walk. So Toby should walk like this. Okay? Not like this. because we are going to discuss this. Everyone? So say it loud, no? No. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you how exactly we have to first understand the concept, that how we are approaching to a problem. And then of course, once you know all the blocks, of course you will be able to make. Because for the student it's not important that they make a Toby walking. Because in their future life, I can assure you, there won't be any exam where it would be asked how Toby walks. Right? We have to teach them to approach a problem. That how they have to think, what they want to make. Right? So our target is, we want to make Toby walk. Again, I'll be going very layman. First thing is, I want to make it walk, right? So, walking is related to motion. Do we all agree? Okay. So, shall I drag this first block? You might have all. Okay. So, मेरे signing here. Quick. So should I drag this block? You might have also done this. Have you done this? Was this approach same as me? आप लोगों ने भी ऐसे ही किया था? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. Right? Am I able to see Toby in motion? I won't say walking. Toby in motion? Yes? Okay. So the next thing comes up that how many times I would be clicking on this. But somewhere at the end, what will happen is, it would be reaching to an end. But somewhere I have to call it back as well. Right? Do we all agree? So what we can do is, we have a blocks. First I'll explain you the blocks and then I'll pile them up. So we have a block which says, if on edge bounds. Okay? So this block somewhere helps me to see if the Toby is on edge, it will make it bounce, right? Now the next thing is, I also want the rotation style. Okay? So what I'll do is, I'll first show you how you made it, then I'll show you how we have to make it. Okay? So very simple. So very simple, like you might, what a normal thinking is, like we'll click here, so it's moving. Now I want it to move again and again. What we are going to do here is, we are going to use forever. But we are not going to use this forever. I am just showcasing you the way you might have thought of, right? So what will happen here is, if I click it here, it is like showing me it is going again and again. But it is getting stuck at the end, right? Now to solve this problem, what I am going to do here is, I am going to bring this. So if I click here, if on edge bound, so what happens? It got bound, right? So now I'll keep this inside forever. Now I'm able to see the Toby walking again. But again, what is my problem now? It's rotation. So I'll be setting up the rotation here with the rotation style left and right. Now if I'll be clicking it here, it looks good, right? So for making it much more good, we can go to backdrop. We can have some, let's bring a forest. Okay, I can drag this, or also I can use a block which says set its location, that is set its X and Y. But right now I'm dragging. Now if I click it here, it is looking good enough, right? Now the next thing comes up, is Toby walking right now or just moving? Just moving. Now what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to bring some changes in its looks. So do you know what is costumes? Okay. So the first thing comes up here is, you might be watching many videos in YouTube, okay? I'll cut it down to watching your first video. When you might have seen your first video, I assume that somewhere we are of same age. I might be younger to some of, okay? So if you see, we used to play window media player. Do you all agree? Have you all seen window media player? Okay, that is a part of, I think XP, or started with XP. So now, if you think of a video, what exactly the video is? what exactly the video is. Basically, it's the different pictures, send it in front of your eyes with a little higher frame rate so that it looks like a video. Do we all agree? So here also, to bring the animation, we have a different pictures of Toby. When we click on costume, I can see here we have a different picture. Okay? Now, I want all of you to watch that Toby, okay, which is on the green field, and tell me what it is looking like. Is it looking like it's talking to me or you? Right? But what I was doing here, I was just changing the pictures. Right? This is the concept which we are going to use with the block. Now how we can do that is, we will go back to block. Okay, and here we have looks palette. So basically motion palette deals with motion related things. Now if I go to the looks palette, okay, and here we have costume, switch costume. So I'll add switch costume, Toby walking one, I'm going to switch the costume to Toby walking one. I'm switching to costume Toby walking two. So now, do you think it should work? Shall I run it? So now, are we able to see any changes? I have switched the costumes, right? Previously also I switched the costume, I show you it was talking to you. But you were not talking to him, like you are not talking to me. Okay. But now do you think, is there any changes in the motion? No. But still we have used the blocks. Because, see, the concept of video is similar, like if we set a frame rate very high, we won't be able to look to the motion. So that is what happening is here. That we are changing, but now it is working so fast that we are not able to see. Right? So now what I am going to do is, I am going to reduce the timing. How can I do it? I can go to control and I can just bring weight. So I'll keep it 0.5 and I'll bring the weight of 0.5. So now what does that mean is, that means that once the costume is switched, it is going to wait for 0.5 and move to the next step. Is 0.5 second is enough for watching us movement of the Toby? Do we all agree? So let's click on this and see. Is it working good? Do you think how exactly the person should walk? Not person, I should say the Toby should walk. Yes or no? Yes or no? Hello? Okay. So now the next is we will look closely. Okay. So what is happening is, I'll just show it to you. Are you all able to see me? Okay. So what is happening is switching the costume, okay, like this and then moving. Do you all agree? Now here the things come up that we have to think logic-wise. We are working on a block-based coding that works block-wise block. So now what is happening is movement, where exactly it is located? Where exactly the movement block is located? Inside forever. But in this, if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in this 6 blocks, what is the number for the motion block? अरे भाई ये है 1 2 first अभी in the I'm talking about in this 6 blocks, move 10 step, if on is bound, switch costume 1 2 3 4 5 6. What is the number? First. Do we all agree? पक्का कोई डाउट तो नहीं है? नहीं तो मैं फिर वहां पे जाके बना के दिखाऊंगा. Okay, fine. First step. So what is happening? 0.5 second, 0.5 second. कितना हो गया? 1 second. Let's assume that all the other blocks even work very fast. Still we are going to get a lag of 1 second. And that is more than enough for our eyes to check and think, look into the things. Like अगर आप सोचो 1 सेकंड के लिए आप झपकी मार लो तो मैं होने नहीं दूंगा. Okay? Okay. So coming back, so here comes the logic part that how exactly we can correct it. So it's very simple. We can bring one more motion block in between, right? So what am I going to do here is I'm going to click on motion, bring this motion block in between of it, and we'll check whether it's working good or not. Is it working better enough? Now do you think it's moving with the motion? अभी तो पैर सही से चल रहा है, मोशन भी सही से चल रहा है, राइट? अरे उसके बाहर आने का वेट कर रहे हो क्या? बताओ सही से चल रहा है कि नहीं? Is it working good? पक्का? Okay. Now the problem things up. I was just waiting for all of you that the hobby work from here to there. Still you are not able to say how it is working good or not. Okay. So now the things come up. What the things we have used. Okay, it's good, not a problem. But with the students, what we want is they should follow the first principle of coding. That means in the real life, somewhere around when they would be working, they won't be able to use the forever, because forever is okay with the PictoBlox. But somewhere when we think of the coding, because you are experienced, do you think we have a forever loop or something like that? No. Also, the first principle of coding says that we should use oops concept, something like that. Have you all heard of oops concept? Some of you might have. Even I don't know the full form, to be very honest, since I am not from the computer science background. But oops says it's an object-oriented programming. That means you have to create the objects, call the objects, create the functions, call the functions. Okay? So now what we are going to do here is, we are going to slightly change the things and we are going to remove the forever, but we are going to get the same output using our own functions. How can we make the functions in PictoBlox? So we can go to my blocks. Okay? Can you see? Everyone can see my blocks? किसी के PictoBlox में नहीं है तो बताओ. If there is no my block in the PictoBlox, everyone has it? Everyone has it? Yes? Yes? Yes. Okay. So now, if I click on my block, okay, it is not showing any block. Can anyone tell me why? This is like a user-defined function. That is, we are the one who are going to define this. Okay? Now, I'll change certain things here. So I'm now going to make a block. Okay, so have you all created? So how exactly I have named it is using the camel casing that you have to follow. Okay, so what is the name of my block? Make. Okay, so right now I'm not making it enlarged because you have already made it in your computers, right? So I'm trying to show you my movements. Okay, this was correct. This is a part of the forever, right? That was something above a forever, right? Now I'm removing the forever. Okay, my complete logic is same. So what am I doing here is I'm removing the forever, attaching this to here itself and defining this function. Okay, so what I have done here is I have made a function here. Okay, so now you have to think, do you think this is going to help somewhere? Means my question is, like defining the functions, do you think it helps somewhere? Those who have worked in industry, they will definitely say yes, because we don't want to just write one type of conditions again and again. Like when you are making a code of like 100 pages or 700 pages, you won't believe there are like you can say only the 100 of the functions that you call again and again. The logic changes but the function remains the same. Right? Do we all agree? Right? So now this is just what we have done here is we have defined the function. Right? We have not taken any return. Do you know return and all? Okay, let's assume you don't. So we have defined a function. Okay, मैंने यहाँ पे एक jar में I've kept certain things. I've not asked somebody to take the things out of the jar till now, right? So now what I have to do is I have to also trigger the function, right? How can I do that is have you used this block before? Can anyone tell me why do we use this? To start. Okay, so you just saw that I started my program without this block also, right? Did you saw that or not? I was not using this block. I started my program. Then TMPD has wasted their talent developing this block. Any other answer? Just think. Don't distress, just think. कुछ तो reason होगा, right? Yeah. अच्छा ऐसे बोलो. Okay. Yes. We are very near. Yes. Okay. Yes, we can say that. Totally agree. Others?
It defines which activity will run when that flags.
Yes, that is one of the very major use case. Yes. Any others? So I give you this opportunity कि जो अभी तक बोला you can just say that in again different words. बताओ. बस speak. Anything you feel like. It looks good से भी चलेगा. अच्छा लगता है. इसलिए बनाया होगा. Okay. But you have to speak. Okay, that's really super. Yeah, perfectly fine. Yes. Others?
Mouse control.
Mouse control. Okay. We can take that. Yeah. Instead of again and again clicking, we can do it one button. Yeah. Others? Chalo. For this, I'm happy that you spoke to me. Now I think most probably by the end of the day, you will call me to your home and take me to the restaurant as well. Okay. Okay, so moving ahead, so what exactly it works is when we press the green flag, if you might have seen, I was pressing the block, it was working good. But we have an option of full screen mode. So if I click it here, I don't have an option to click on this script. Now how exactly I can start, right? So the first thing why we use this when green flag is clicked is to see the things in the full screen mode. A second very important and very well said by two of my friends, that there might be chances when we want 2 sprites to work together, 3 sprites to work together. In that particular case, if you will click on multiple scripts, it will take time. Like if you have created a game where the eggs are falling, okay, and you are catching them with a basket, okay. So what will happen? You click on falling egg, but till the time you click on the basket to run, the egg will fall off, okay. So that to maintain the sync between the scripts, we use that, okay. So now coming back to the my block. So now here once we create a my block, there are 2 blocks created. One is define and other is the reporter. So where we define is a define block, which you can see. The other one reporter is here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to green flag. Do you think now it is going to work? Do we all agree it is going to work? Okay, yes, there is no loop, correct. Okay, so let's test. The best is we can test, and we also motivate the students to test this. Okay, so let's test. So if I click on a green flag, what is going to happen here is it will call it, okay, but it will call it once. Okay, then what I can do? Shall I use forever here? Shall I use forever for make my block? No, right? I have skipped the forever. So what I can do is, I can put this same reporter block at the end script. So what will happen, this will call this, and again this would be called off. So do you think now it is going to work? Yes or no? Yes? My question was wrong. I asked, do you think, but still it's working. So you should say, yes, it is going to work. Right? Okay, fine. So I hope you have got an idea, but I'm really happy that some of you answered. And I saw in some of that place that you try to make this with this functionality part. It's really great. Others, as this is a teacher-teacher session, okay. You are also a teacher, I'm also a teacher. So we know how exactly we have to do it, okay? Okay, so now I think this is clear to everyone. So save the program and we will move to the next part.